Slightly more low, mid and push than Marshall.
Yeah.
And a more musical top end when used to steel.
Fair enough. Whew. That one is a jump.
It's a really flavour, but it's straight away, it's instant. It's like pow. Doesn't go away either.
No, it's really not going away. Check I'm looking all right now before.
Doesn't matter, you're going to be sweating.
Hello everybody, welcome to a bit of a different video to what we're normally doing. I'm joined by the iconic, illustrious Ade Emsley of Orange Amps. What's your role exactly at Orange?
I design the amps.
With that, you probably would have expected us to be sat here with a load of amps. But I found out that Orange do a hot sauce. So what I thought we could do instead, as a bit of a different video, is we could have a little chat, talk about some of the amps and his process and everything, whilst putting his taste buds and my own to the test. So, how are you feeling?
Yeah. Let's give it a go, I suppose. These have already got spice on them, these wings.
Yeah, I couldn't find any plain wings, so we're already starting with sweet chilli.
That might skew the sauce a bit.
Okay, well I think my taste buds are probably going to be long gone by the time we get to anything seriously hot. I popped down to our local chili shop in town and I've got 5 different hot sauces of different levels, starting nice and mild with a standard sriracha and ending up with what was described to me as the hottest one in the shop that comes in a box shaped like a coffin. So read into that what you will. How are you with hot sauce?
We're about to find out.
We're
I mean, I like hot sauce, you know, and I like eating raw chilies, but obviously depends. I've got some stuff at home that's 6 million SHU.
Oh wow.
But that has to be treated with respect. You can damage yourself with it.
By what you've told me before we started filming, you're quite a bit of an aficionado with your hot sauces and your chilies. So we're obviously inspired by the Hot Ones videos on YouTube, where normally the host is the one that's relatively composed and we take joy in watching the celebrity crumble.
Well, that might still be the case.
It might still, I mean, from what it sounds like, I don't
You're
think...
a younger man than me.
Well, yeah,
So,
we'll wait and see. So without further ado then, shall we dip into some questions and some wings?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's start with sriracha. It's a pretty staple table sauce, really. Yeah. I mean, this came from my own lunch stash, so hopefully we're not going to be struggling here. So do you want to do the honours? And
All right, I'm going to put a little bit on there. There we go.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to cause us any problems, I hope. Here we go. Okay, so my first question is, what initially got you into building and designing amps then?
Well, I got into modifying Marshalls in the 80s, really.
Yeah.
I had a few different mods I'd do to 800s and stuff, and old J&Ps and that. And then I started restoring plexis. And then I realised that I liked that better, the non-master volume thing.
Yeah.
And then I built an amp that was based on that kind of vibe. Then I started at Orange back in '97, just freelance doing Saturdays.
Yeah.
Modding amps again. They had an overdrive. Was the model they had, was a reissue from the '70s, really.
So they brought you in initially to mod amps.
To get, yeah, because players were requesting certain things, the amps to do certain things that they weren't doing. So I got bought in to tweak the amps and stuff, you know. It was kind of, I started building amps in Denmark Street from scratch. you know, and they were like, obviously, designed the 8015, the 8030 there, built prototypes, got those made in production. Then started building point-to-point 100-watt stuff, you know, 8200s, stuff like that. Then I couldn't make enough of them. They started really selling. We had to put them in production in the UK.
Shall we move up a notch?
Yeah.
So we're now looking at a Tapatio Salsa Picante hot sauce. So maybe feel it a little bit more than the sriracha, but
There we go.
hopefully it shouldn't be too out of control. Otherwise, I'm going to get a little bit worried moving up from here. So I'll let you do the honours first.
Don't want to come out the bottle. I've put quite a lot on there. Okay.
That'll probably
Got
do
about the
me.
same.
Here we go.
That's quite nice.
It's quite flavourful, isn't it? It's not so. It's not
No,
so
it's nice.
burn your face off.
No, it's quite nice still.
What's your general philosophy when it comes to amps? Like, when you sit down to design an amp, what is the kind of your thought process? What do you want to achieve with it?
I think to make the right amp for that moment in time of what the industry kind of wants, really, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But not following the main trend at the same time. So, you know, if everyone's doing modelling, we'll do analogue, but we'll do it in a different way that will appeal. We're doing some cool solid state stuff that sounds quite tube-like,
Yeah.
using JFETs.
So when you sit down to build an amp, what do you want to get out of that amp personally? So obviously, you kind of put a very business savvy hat on when you answered that.
Well, no, I don't really make the amp for myself.
Okay.
That would be a mistake.
So,
Because I make it, I try and think what the punter would want across a wide
yeah.
playing field there.
So it's quite an outwards approach.
Yeah, if I just made amps for myself, there'd be some quirky things. That, you have to make what you think's going to do the job. And I think from a practical point of view as well, it's got to be easy to use.
Yeah.
And intuitive to use. And I think from the point of the gigging guitarist, what would they want, he or she, what foot switch functions would they want? What needs to be on there, and how would you use it? And how would you use it to the best effect?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I think of it from that point.
So so it's a very customer focused approach then,
Yeah,
which
definitely.
is refreshing, I guess.
It is, definitely, yeah, absolutely. I'm not making these for me. The thing we try and leave to other manufacturers is the modelling side.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's already people doing that, and there's already enough people doing that. So we need to stick to what we're doing. When you've already got enough people doing that side of it, and it's a nightmare to manage as well, especially with component shortages. But we do dabble in stuff, and we try and do some interesting products that, I'm not saying we'd never do anything digital, but digital covers a broad church, really.
Yeah, isn't it?
So we try the other one, the middle one.
Yeah,
I'm excited about this one.
Let's move up to the third one. So you're
one,
excited.
I'm excited by the middle one because it's a habanero.
Habanero. So you're thinking about the taste.
I'm all about the flavour.
You're all about the flavour.
The orange hot sauce is a habanero.
Yes. So,
So
I suppose it's worth.
and that was purely picked for the flavour.
Yeah.
And how many different savoury foods it works with. Because you get some that can be quite vinegary.
Yeah.
Wouldn't suit everything. You put them on the wrong food and it just ruins the food because it makes it all vinegary and stuff. You got some that are too sweet. I picked our one purely for the flavour. It's got a really nice Scotch bonnet tang to it. And it works on anything savoury, and that was purely, it wasn't picked on heat. Although it is up there, it's not going to be like that. I'm intrigued with this one because this is a habanero sauce, as is ours. So I'm intrigued to see how similar that is.
Intriguing. Let's go for it then. Do you want to do the honours first?
Let's have a look. Let's give it These are Fixotropic, these. Give them a little,
Give
get
it
the
a little shake.
Fixotropics going there.
Right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit sweeter. But I don't think that's a billion miles away from ours. Let's have a little taste on its own. Slightly runnier consistency. But that's the closest so far to ours.
Okay. So this is the famous Marie Sharp's habanero pepper sauce, if anyone's interested. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it. So so it sounds like then, did you have any input in the hot sauce?
Yeah, well, I picked it out for its flavour. I tried a load of samples and stuff and went through. And that was the one I went through because I felt was the best all-rounder.
Yeah.
You know? And that's definitely the closest to ours.
Obviously, there's been loads of iconic artists that have played your amps. Who, for you, was the favourite throughout history? Not maybe just since you've come in, but...
I think an important one for me at the time was Jimmy Page on the 8030s. But I think he still uses 8030s occasionally, you know. I think he used them in the Led Zepp. He changed the logo to Orgy. And he uses them in black sleeves as well. When I got told that Eddie Van Halen used a Tiny Terror as a warm-up backstage,
amazing.
you know, he used to use Tiny Terror to warm up backstage.
And then, just to clarify, that's an amp that you designed completely yourself.
Yeah, and also the fact that I got told Steve Jones liked that as well.
Set
like
from
that
Sex
amp.
Pistols, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and I'm really glad that the guy that's in Earthless and Black Crows currently is using a couple of our amps. It's
So,
just-
Bad Juju. So this is a Sussex-made hot sauce.
right.
Trinidad Moruga Scorpion Extra hot sauce. I'll let you do the honours.
Yeah, the
first and
Fixotropics
foremost.
going. Oh, mind you, this is quite runny like a Tabasco. Put a dab of that on. There's a lot there.
Oh yeah, you could. Oh god, I just gave it a smell.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I might have already put a bit too much on this, but
Okay.
here goes
A
nothing.
massive dab.
All right.
It's got a real
It's a slow burner, that one, isn't it?
real distinctive flavour, that one. Different. It builds as a builder.
Yeah.
It builds like a good tune.
Yeah. So you kind of touched on it a little bit. How much do you pay attention to your competitors? And how much do they influence what you're doing, or do you very much try and do your own thing?
I look at what's out there and look at what we can do to fill a gap in the market, really.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously you have to look at what people like, and you know, you might have a channel on an amp that might do a good Fender cleany kind of thing, you know, but it'll do it slightly differently to the Fender. Yeah, you got to put your own flavour on it, your own take on it, I think. So yeah, I like to follow what's out there carefully. I don't like to be complacent and just lock myself away. It's not about that. You got to try stuff out as well. You got to play what's out there as well.
Yeah.
You got to have a go on it.
I mean,
Give me a sniffle, that one. I've got a little sniffle.
Yeah, it is. It's coming back on me.
Might have to taste it.
Customer
I'll just
focus.
taste it on its own, see what the
Give it a
flavour
taste,
is.
by all
I'm going
means.
to put a tiny bit on there.
I'll do a
Just
little
do a
dab.
flavour check.
I'll do a little dab with you.
There you
just
go, the
to-
lid's just on loose.
Yeah.
Really interesting flavour.
Really does build, because that just isn't instant at all.
No, that's delicious.
No, it's good.
I'll get a bottle of that.
Surprisingly, I kind of I didn't think we were going to have such a dignified conversation about the hot sauces. So I'm pleasantly surprised. So before we move on to probably the one that's going to finish us off,
The unboxing.
the unboxing, I was going to quickly ask you, so this might be two different products, it might be the same product, but I wanted to ask you two questions, which is, what do you think is the best amp that you've designed? But then alternatively, what is your favourite amp that you've designed?
Best amp, probably the Rocker Verb. You know, because it's a mainstay. It's like a flagship model, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Favourite amp, two Tiny Terrors.
Fair enough.
Add the second one for lead. It depends at the moment because I'm in quite a psychedelic band, so and I have to sing, so I have to get a lot of different sounds and I have to sing. So at the moment I'm using this thing that I've got at home called, it's an 8200 but it's 300 watts.
Oh, wow.
I built it for bass when I was in Tokyo Dragons.
What guitar do you think sounds best through an Orange amp?
It depends on so many things, playing style I think as well. I mean Strats, Les Pauls, Tellys, everything else is a variation on them pretty much. I personally play Les Pauls.
I feel like we're procrastinating now, so I think it's time to move on to the main event.
The unboxing.
The unboxing. So, so it comes in a coffin shape, which probably tells you everything you need to know. It is called Blair's Megadeth Sauce with Liquid Rage. So I mean, straight away, we're not, we're talking something serious. The actual bottle has a skull attached to it.
Okay.
I was told by the lady who helped me in the shop that this was the hottest one that they do.
Right.
So I guess let's put it to the test. Just gonna enjoy my last few moments of composure on YouTube and dignity.
There we go. That's a dob.
Right. Okay.
This actually, the consistency is quite a rich sauce.
It does say not recommended for use without dilution.
Does it? I'm going to see you on the other side, sir.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Straight away.
That's like a hot heat as well. So, whilst we let that burn up, my last question to you is, in your own words, what do you think the orange sound is? How do you define the orange sound?
Slightly more low, mid and push than Marshall.
Yeah.
And a more musical top end when used distorted.
Fair enough. Whew. That one is a jump.
That's up there.
That is really hot. How are you feeling? You have kept your composure so well throughout. I'm on the verge of tears.
Yeah. Great flavour though.
It really hits you, doesn't it?
It's a really flavour, but it's straight away, it's instant. It's like pow. Doesn't go away either.
No, it's really not going away.
I'm not going to cheat and do milk.
Oh, I can't, I'm sorry.
I don't drink milk.
It also doesn't help the fact that we have chosen the middle of July on one of the hottest days of the year so far to eat a variety of really hot sauces.
I've got a tear there.
Yeah. I'm glad we've somewhat broken you a little bit. Because throughout you've been quite astute, which is...
Yeah, but this is way up there though. Really great flavour. Not recommended for use without dilution.
Which we did not do.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, it comes in.
It's instant. It's fast, isn't it? It's like
It's still there.
I like that. Protein, 1 gram. Looking at.
I'll make sure to log that on my nutrition app. It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
great.
Thank you
Nice
so
one,
much
man.
thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming down and tasting
Brilliant.
some lovely hot
Right,
sauce with me. I'm gonna do a dab and then I'm gonna outro this video.
Good work.
Okay.
That's impressive, man.
Thank you so much to Ade for coming down and having a chat with us and doing some chili. Obviously, we have a ton of different orange amps available on our website if you want to check them out. The links will be in the description. Of course, Orange's hot sauce is available too. Check out Orange's website. I'll put that link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, leave some love in the comments, hit the like button as well. Subscribe if you want to see more pain and suffering in the form of chili sauce, and we will see you very, very soon.
You're going to be sweating like a glass blower's arse in a bit.
Yeah, keep that kind of thing.
Oh no.